everyone, Mrs. Reeve here, and today I'd like to read you Last Stop on Market Street by Matt de la Peña. And we'll be trying something new with this book. I've never done sound effects, but we're going to try the sound effects that go along with this story. CJ pushed through the church doors and skipped down the steps. The outside air smelled like freedom, but it also smelled like rain, which freckled CJ's shirt and dripped down his nose. He ducked under his Nana's umbrella, saying, "How come we gotta wait for the bus in all this wet?" "Trees get thirsty too," she told him. "Don't you see that big one drinking through a straw?" CJ looked for a long time, but he never saw a straw. From the bus stop, he watched water pool on flower petals, watched rain patter against the windshield of a nearby car. His friend, Colby, climbed in and gave CJ a wave, and he drove off with his dad. "Nana, how come we don't got a car?" What do you think? Do you have any reasons why they might not have a car? One thing I'm thinking of is that cars are very expensive, and maybe they don't have enough money for a car, or maybe a second car, depending on if they have somebody else driving the first one. "Boy, what do we need a car for? We got a bus that breathes fire." And old Mr. Dennis, who always has a trick for you. Look, you can see that fire-breathing dragon on the side of the bus. She's always looking at the positive, looking for fun things instead of the negative. The bus creaked to a stop in front of them. It sighed and sagged, and the doors swung open. "What's that I see?" Mr. Dennis asked. He pulled a coin from behind CJ's ear, placed it in his palm. Nana laughed her deep laugh and pushed CJ along. Can you hear that little laughter? They sat right up front. The man across the way was tuning a guitar. An old woman with curlers had butterflies in a jar. Nana even gave everyone a great big smile and a good afternoon. She made sure CJ did the same. It's always good to greet people with a hello and a smile. That's just good manners. Makes people feel happy, too. The bus lurched forward and stopped, lurched forward and stopped. Nana hummed as she knit. "How come we always go here after church?" CJ said. "McGill and Colby never have to go nowhere." He's complaining. Apparently they do this every Sunday, and he's not happy about it. He wants to probably be with his friends or do something else. "I feel sorry for those boys," she told him. "They'll never get a chance to meet Bobo or the Sunglass Man. And I hear Trixie got herself a brand new hat." And we don't know who these people are that she's mentioning here, but maybe a little bit later we'll get to see some of them. CJ stared out the window, feeling sorry for himself. He watched cars zip by on either side, watched a group of boys hop curbs on bikes, maybe wishing that he could be out there doing other things. A man climbed aboard with a spotted dog. Why do you think he has a dog and a walking cane? CJ gave up his seat, which was a very nice thing to do. "How come that man can't see?" "Boy, what do you know about seeing?" Nana told him. "Some people watch the world with their ears." Maybe she's just thinking that CJ is not being aware of everything that's going around him, seeing everything that he could be seeing. "That's a fact. Their noses, too," the man said, sniffing at the air. "That's a mighty fine perfume you're wearing today, ma'am." Nana squeezed the man's hand and laughed her deep laugh. Two older boys got on next. CJ watched as they moved on and stood in back. You can see they're listening to their music. You hear it? "Sure wish I had one of those," he said. Nana set down her knitting. "What for? You've got the real live thing sitting across from you. Why don't you ask the man if he'll play us a song?" CJ didn't have to. The guitar player was already plucking strings and beginning to sing. To feel the magic of the music, the blind man whispered, I like to close my eyes. Nana closed hers too. So did CJ and the spotted dog. In the darkness, the rhythm lifted CJ out of the bus, out of the busy city. He saw sunset colors swirling over crashing waves. He saw a family of hawks slicing through the sky. Saw the old woman's butterflies dancing free in the light of the moon. CJ's chest grew full and he was lost in the sound, and the sound gave him the feeling of magic. Music can do that. The song ended and CJ opened his eyes. Everyone on the bus clapped, even the boys in the back. Nana glanced at the coin in CJ's palm. CJ dropped it in the man's hat. Last stop on Market Street, Mr. Dennis called. CJ looked around as he stepped off the bus. Crumbling sidewalks and broken down doors, graffiti-tagged windows and boarded-up stores. He reached for his Nana's hand. How come it's always so dirty over here? She smiled and pointed to the sky. Sometimes when you're surrounded by dirt, CJ, you're a better witness for what's beautiful. CJ saw the perfect rainbow arching over their soup kitchen. He wondered how his Nana always found beautiful where he never even thought to look. So that's the positive attitude right there, choosing your attitude. He looked all around them again, at the bus rounding the corner out of sight, and the broken street lamp still lit up bright, and the stray cat shadows moving across the wall. When he spotted their familiar faces in the window, he said, I'm glad we came. So some of the people that they were talking about earlier, the sunglass man talking about Trixie having a new hat. So they come here all the time, enough to get to know the people who are regulars. I'm glad we're here, he said. He thought Nana might laugh, her deep laugh, but she didn't. She patted him on the head and told him, Me too, CJ. Now, come on. Then you can see people eating at the tables. And here's Nana and CJ serving up soup for maybe people who are needing a little bit of a break, getting some nourishing food. I like this book. It has some good messages. First of all, looking for the positive in situations. So when CJ's complaining about the rain, Nana reminds him, well, the plants and the trees need the rain. You know, when he's saying this city is all dirty, she's going, but look at the beauty that you see in comparison. And I like how this is also talking about everyone makes a difference. You know, you can, when you smile at somebody and you get a smile back, just the little things. He gave up his seat for somebody. And even though they didn't have a lot of money, they spent some of their time making a difference for others. Everyone can make a difference in the world. Make the world a better place in lots of different little ways. And so I hope you enjoyed this and the sound effects.